The great Ray Mona, whose documentaries I recommend to anyone who speaks English, found something long ago known as Saban Moon. Once upon another place, once upon another time, United States companies believed that children in their country wouldn't understand things produced outside their culture. There, the anime boom was much avoided. So much so that companies tried to use the ideas of many things we know, such as Sailor Moon and Senseiya, but remaking the products because, well, xenophobia. This short was created as an option to use the ideas in Sailor Moon, but in a way that'd be more palatable for US parents. Because, let's be frank, it's unlikely any children would have had anything against it.
It's Beryl. The evil beast has found us.
Toon Makers Moon has designs that aren't so bad. I can certainly say they are more unique than most in the cartoons of the time. They have magical space windsurf boards, which is quite noticeable. I wouldn't say it's bad, it just doesn't seem to fit with anything else. Spaceships, crystals of power, windsurf. The anime designs are the only ones I'd say seem to be too generic. There doesn't seem to be anything marking them as enemies from the same army, besides this one, which seems to be just a copy of the monster from episode 30, Gigi.
Nobody knows the trouble I see.
I mean, they are more technological and the other monsters aren't, but I can't really say that the foot soldier not really matching with the villain of the week is something that only they do. The sailors got more diverse in origin, which is potentially good. The main one is still blonde with blue eyes, but each seems to have a different history. We even have one who's wheelchair-bound. The powers were weakened to mere attacks, which seems to always be a bad idea. They don't take all of the emphasis away, as we can see from Sailor Jupiter having lightning animation, but it feels really weak seeing this emphasis and then it's just one more attack amid so many. And Sailor Mercury's, of course, are shots from her flying chair, instead of bubbles. Yes, bubbles are quite a questionable power, but at least it's unique compared to the other ones. Toon Makers Mercury has the great power of equipment. The story gets a bit too expositive too, I'd say. They explain the whole situation, which would be a war still happening, with the Earth unaware of it. Each of the warriors know who they are from the start, and they live on Earth after escaping an attack by Queen Beryl. And in this episode, they go to Venus to defend a temple there. On Earth, it's a music video, basically.
Sailor Moon!
There's a moment of her dreaming about Darren, but besides seeing they live together, and study together, and sing together, we don't know much more. It seems it'd be the average teen sitcom. There are some original things, and some of these are positive. For instance, Darren and Serena are married, pretty much. The ceremony was interrupted by Queen Beryl's attack, and Darren was giving her a rose. This increases the relevance Tuxedo Mask's rose has, and her being in love with him makes a lot more sense. I don't know if I like it being a marriage for political reasons.
To affirm the new confederation, Queen Serenity announced the betrothal of her only daughter to Darien, Prince of the Earth.
On top of the sailors' diversity, possibly bringing us various backgrounds for the drama, since they go to different planets, the backgrounds for the battles are practically unlimited. They can fight on an asteroid stopping an enemy invasion, go to an ice-cold place where the enemy equipment fell to recover it, have to protect themselves from radiation in one of Saturn's moons, etc. Of course, I could be wrong, but seeing that quite a bit was taken from the anime, and I'd say poorly used, I don't think it could have been good. Since half the episode is live action, I have to assume it'd be to cut costs, which suggests the animation couldn't have evolved much. Unlike the other pilots, however, I must say that everything here feels much more like an example than an episode. The animation looks like a segment itself, but the music video doesn't work as a segment, and the rest is too short to be considered too seriously. Maybe it'd be better with more time and a format that's a little more polished. For instance, if the live-action segments were closer to 3/4 and only 5 minutes were for animation, less random combat to show powers, more focus and development. Still, it didn't seem that bad, if we don't compare it to the original, of course. The Tailors got more The Tailors.